Welcome back my YouTube channel Coin World Explorer. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of South African numismatics as we explore one of the most talked about coins in recent years, this coin 1988 South Africa 20-cent coin. Minted during a pivotal time in South Africa's modern history, the 1988 20-cent coin represents far more than its face value. It's a reflection of the culture, politics, and artistry of the late 20th century in a nation undergoing profound change. The 20-cent coin from this era features a beautifully detailed design on both obverse and reverse, created by some of South Africa's most renowned artists. The coin is made from bronze-plated steel, with a smooth rim and a round shape, standard for most South African circulation coins of the time. On the obverse, the coin features the South African coat of arms, a symbol of national pride and unity. The 1988 issue includes the country's name in both English and Afrikaans, which were the official languages at the time. The placement of the name in bilingual form adds a historical touch that reflects the nation's complex linguistic and cultural identity. The reverse is perhaps what makes this coin particularly striking. It features a detailed image of the arum lily, a beautiful flower native to southern Africa. The artwork is clean, elegant, and full of symbolic meaning. The lily often represents purity and rebirth, and its inclusion here may subtly reflect the hopes of a changing nation. This 20-cent piece was part of a larger coin series introduced by the South African Mint during the 1980s, designed to promote a consistent and modern appearance across the country's coinage. The floral theme used across different denominations was both educational and artistic, connecting citizens to their natural heritage. Though millions of these coins were produced for general circulation, only a small number of them have attracted serious attention from collectors and investors. It's not just about rarity. It's about a unique set of circumstances that elevates certain specimens to legendary status. Some coins from the 1988 20-cent batch exhibit minting errors, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or planchet defects, and these anomalies often fetch higher values on the collector's market. However, there's another factor that truly sets one particular version of this coin apart. A limited run of 1988 20-cent coins was accidentally struck using a different die or on a blank that wasn't intended for that denomination. These so-called off-metal or error variants are among the most coveted in South African numismatics. Experts have traced only a few known examples of these rare error coins in mint state or uncirculated condition. Their surfaces are flawless, their details sharp, and they lack the typical wear and tear of circulation coins. In the world of numismatics, such coins are virtually priceless, and when they do sell, they command staggering prices. In a surprising turn of events, one such rare 1988 20-cent coin was reportedly valued at an astonishing $4 million. This valuation was not arbitrary. It was based on the coin's unique error characteristics, near-perfect condition, and a documented bidding war between private collectors and museums. While most 1988 20-cent coins remain at standard collector values, this particular variant has become a numismatic icon, a symbol of how even small, everyday items can become incredibly valuable under the right circumstances. It's a perfect storm of rarity, history, and condition. Such valuations often raise eyebrows, but they underscore a key principle in coin collecting. The story behind the coin can be just as important as the metal it's made of. Provenance, uniqueness, and historical context all play vital roles in establishing a coin's worth. For those looking to discover whether they might have a valuable 1988 20-cent coin in their collection, the key is condition and detail. Carefully examine your coin under good lighting. Look for anything unusual, weight differences, metal color, or misaligned features. Professional grading services can provide expert evaluations. Sending your coin to a reputable grading company may reveal details you never noticed and potentially increase its market value substantially. Coins graded as MS 65 or higher tend to command the best prices. Even without an error, A well-preserved 1988 20-cent coin still holds value for collectors interested in building a full South African coin set. It's an affordable yet meaningful piece that captures the spirit of a transformative era in South Africa's story. Numismatics isn't just about money, it's about history in your hand. Coins like this coin 1988 20-cent coin history. This coin 1962 South Africa 1-cent coin. Whether you're a serious collector or just starting your journey, this small copper coin carries a rich story that goes far beyond its face value. The 1-cent coin of 1962 is a relic from the early years of the Republic of South Africa. Following the country's departure from the British Commonwealth in 1961, a new coinage system was introduced to replace the old British-influenced currency. The 1962 1-cent was among the first coins to be issued under the new decimal system, making it a symbol of change and national identity. This particular coin was struck at the South African Mint, located in Pretoria. It was part of the first decimal coinage series introduced after South Africa became a republic. That year marked only the second time the 1-cent coin appeared in the new decimal form, making it an important piece for collectors who focus on post-colonial coinage. The 1962 1-cent is composed of bronze, a traditional metal alloy made primarily of copper, with a small percentage of tin and zinc. The coin weighs approximately 3.56 grams and has a diameter of 19.43 millimeters. It has a plain edge and carries the traditional round shape, making it both modest in appearance and rich in heritage. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, the Dutch colonial administrator who founded Cape Town in 1652. His image was used on many coins of the time and became a symbol of Afrikaner heritage. The bust is accompanied by the inscription Suid Africa and South Africa, the country's name in both Afrikaans and English, along with the year 1962. The reverse design of the 1-cent coin is just as captivating. It showcases two sparrows perched on a branch, a design that has become beloved by collectors for its simple yet elegant representation of nature. The denomination 1C is clearly visible below the birds, while the fine detailing of feathers and foliage highlights the skill of the engravers involved. The design of the birds was created by South African artist Hilda Mason, who was known for her work in both coins and stamps. Her careful attention to the natural beauty of South Africa brought a unique charm to the country's early decimal coinage. The sparrows symbolize modesty, unity, and perseverance, values that many felt were vital during the transformative era of the early 1960s. The mintage for the 1962 1-cent coin was relatively high. Millions were produced for general circulation, which means the coin is not considered rare in lower grades. However, when it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. While circulated examples are common, uncirculated or proof versions are considerably more scarce and sought after. What makes this coin particularly intriguing for collectors is its historical context. Coming just a year after the birth of the Republic, and during a time of intense political and cultural change in South Africa, the 1962 1-cent is more than just currency. It's a physical artifact from a pivotal moment in history. Each coin holds a story, a moment frozen in metal. Many of these coins saw heavy use in day-to-day transactions and show significant wear. It's not uncommon to find them with scratches, dents, or discoloration. However, a coin in mint state, free of blemishes and bearing its original luster, can command a much higher price, especially among serious numismatists. Let's talk value. While circulated versions of the 1962 South Africa 1-cent coin are worth very little, often just a few cents or a couple of dollars, a high-grade uncirculated coin, especially one with original mint brilliance or in a certified proof condition, can be extremely valuable. In some rare cases, a proof coin or a mint error variant has been appraised or sold for prices approaching $1 million, depending on provenance, rarity, and collector demand. Such high values are extremely rare and typically involve coins with a combination of perfect grading, verified authenticity, exceptional historical importance, and perhaps a well-documented error that makes the coin unique. Coins that have appeared in famous collections or auctioned at prestigious houses often carry a premium that goes far beyond metal content or face value. There are also rumored varieties of the 1962 1 cent, such as off-center strikes, planchet errors, or double dies. These minting anomalies are rare, but when authenticated by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, they can drastically elevate the coin's market value. If you suspect your coin might be one of these rarities, it's always worth getting it examined by an expert. Another aspect to consider is the role this coin plays in building a complete South African decimal coin collection. For many collectors, obtaining a full year set from 1961 or 1962 is a major goal. This makes coins like the 1 cent an important puzzle piece in assembling such a collection, and its availability in top condition can greatly influence the price. Collectors often seek out proof sets issued by the South African Mint. These sets contain coins struck with special dies and polished blanks, resulting in a mirror-like finish. A 1962 proof 1 cent from an original set can be a prized addition to any collection. These were never intended for circulation and are much harder to find, particularly in pristine condition. In recent years, international interest in African coins has grown substantially. Collectors from Europe, North America, and Asia are increasingly recognizing the historical and artistic value of coins from the African continent. As a result, coins like the 1962 1 cent have seen increased demand on the global market, especially in online auctions and numismatic expos. To preserve your 1962 1 cent coin, it's important to store it properly. Use acid-free holders or coin capsules and keep them in a dry, cool environment. Never clean the coin, as even gentle cleaning can reduce its value. Let the patina and original finish tell their story. It's part of the coin's history. Whether you own one of these coins or are looking to add it to your collection, this coin 1962 South Africa 1 cent coin history. This coin 1994 South Africa 5 Rand. At first glance, it may look like any other circulation coin, but this particular year holds a very special place in numismatic history. Stay with us as we explore why this coin is valued by collectors all over the world, and how one of these might even be worth a staggering $2 million. The year 1994 was a monumental one for South Africa. It marked the end of apartheid and the beginning of a new democratic era under the leadership of Nelson Mandela. This political and historical turning point was not only celebrated in the country's institutions, but also reflected in its currency. The 5 Rand coin issued that year carries far more significance than just its monetary value. It's a symbol of transition, unity, and hope. The standard design of the 1994 5 Rand coin features the iconic image of the black wildebeest, also known as the gnu, charging to the right. This powerful animal symbolizes strength and energy, fitting for a country entering a new era. On the obverse side, the coin bears the South African coat of arms, which was still in use at the time. The inscriptions appear in both English and Afrikaans, representing the linguistic duality of the period. Struck in nickel-plated copper, the coin has a weight of approximately 9.5 grams and a diameter of 26 millimeters. It has a reeded edge with lettering, and the coin was minted for general circulation. However, despite its relatively common appearance, certain variants and extremely rare mint errors have turned this coin into one of the most sought-after items in South African numismatics. In 1994, the South African Mint produced the 5 Rand coin in large quantities for general circulation. However, a very limited number of these coins were minted under specific circumstances, either as special strikes, presentation pieces, or error coins. These rare issues have captivated collectors globally, not just for their historical value, but for their rarity and mystery. One of the reasons collectors are fascinated by the 1994 5 Rand is due to the potential existence of what's known as a proof strike, a version of the coin minted with specially prepared dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like finish and extremely fine detail. These were not meant for circulation, and were likely produced for government presentation or collector's sets. However, a few are believed to have made it into the public domain under unusual circumstances. Adding to the intrigue, reports have surfaced over the years about extremely rare mint errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, and missing edge lettering, all from the 1994 5 Rand series. Each of these errors drastically increases the coin's desirability and value, especially among advanced collectors and professional dealers. But perhaps the most incredible aspect of the 1994 5 Rand is its rumored connection to a limited number of prototype pieces. Some numismatists believe that a small batch of prototype coins were created during the transition to democracy, possibly for internal review by officials or to commemorate Mandela's presidency. If authenticated, such a coin could command a price well into the millions due to its political and historical significance. Which brings us to the big question: what is the value of the 1994 5 Rand coin? In general, circulated coins from this year are worth only a few dollars, depending on condition. However, extremely rare versions, such as proof strikes, error coins, or those with unique historical provenance, have been known to fetch astronomical prices in private sales and at auction. In one such case, a unique specimen of the 1994 5 Rand reportedly sold in a private transaction for an estimated $2 million. This was believed to be either a prototype issue or an extremely rare presentation piece, possibly linked to high-level officials during South Africa's transition period. Though this sale remains somewhat shrouded in confidentiality, it has fueled intense interest in the coin among collectors worldwide. For most people, finding a valuable 1994 5 Rand coin may seem like a long shot. But coin collecting is full of surprises. Many legendary finds have happened in everyday pockets, flea markets, or inherited collections. The key is to know what to look for, and with this coin, the devil is in the details. High-resolution design, proof-like surfaces, or unexplained anomalies could all be signs you're holding something special. It's always a good idea to consult a reputable numismatist or grading service like PCGS or NGC if you believe you found a rare version of this coin. Authentication and certification can significantly impact the value and marketability of your piece. A verified rare 1994 5 Rand is a treasure, not just financially, but historically as well. Collectors also admire this coin for what it represents: a time of great change, reconciliation, and national rebirth. Holding a 1994 5 Rand is like holding a small piece of South Africa's journey toward democracy. It reminds us how coins are more than just money. They are witnesses to history, miniature works of art that tell stories no textbook can fully capture, in the broader world of coin collecting. Pieces like this coin 1994 South Africa 5 Rand coin history. This coin 1-cent coin issued in the year 1985. But the 1-cent 1985 South African coin might seem ordinary at first glance. It was part of the country's standard coinage during the apartheid era, a time marked by political unrest and economic challenges. But within this small copper piece lies a story of scarcity, intrigue, and astonishing value in the world of numismatics. South Africa's 1-cent coin in 1985 was composed primarily of bronze. Its diameter is approximately 19 millimeters, and it weighs about 3 grams. The design features are both symbolic and aesthetically unique, bearing national emblems and messages reflective of the era. On the obverse side of the coin, we see the portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, the Dutch colonial administrator regarded as the founder of Cape Town. His depiction was common on South African coins from the 1960s through the 1980s. Surrounding the portrait is the text SUAD Africa and South Africa, along with the year 1985. Turning to the reverse, the design features a delicate image of 2 sparrows perched on a branch. This was created by renowned engraver Tommy Sassine. Below the birds, we see the denomination 1C in a bold font. It's a simple yet elegant design that reflected South Africa's approach to coinage at the time. In terms of mintage, millions of these coins were struck for general circulation. However, Not all 1985 1-cent coins are equal. A very small number of these coins were produced with unique errors, misstrikes, or proof-like qualities, making them highly desirable to collectors worldwide. One of the key reasons the 1985 1-cent coin stands out is due to a specific rarity, a known example with unusual features, possibly a mint error or a low mintage proof strike, surfaced in a private collection and was authenticated by top-tier grading agencies. This particular piece exhibited sharp details, perfect centering, and an exceptional copper luster that defied expectations. The value of a coin is determined by its rarity, condition, historical context, and demand among collectors. For the 1985 South African 1-cent coin, while circulated versions may only fetch a modest value, the rarest known example, authenticated and graded as mint state or proof-like condition, has been valued at $1.8 million US. Yes, that's correct. This tiny bronze coin, normally overlooked, has commanded a seven-figure valuation due to its unmatched rarity and pristine preservation. Numismatists believe that only one or two examples of this specific high-grade version exist, possibly struck as test coins or unofficial proofs. This degree of rarity places it in the same elite category as other legendary coins such as the 1933 Double Eagle or the 1794 Flowing Hair Dollar. Collectors prize these rare 1-cent coins not just for their monetary worth, but for the story they tell. They are tangible remnants of South Africa's complex past, carrying cultural and historical significance beyond their face value. The global coin collecting community has taken notice. Auction houses that specialize in rare coins have seen intense bidding wars whenever unique South African coins are offered. The 1985 1-cent, when it appears, becomes the centerpiece of any auction. What makes this even more remarkable is that many people in South Africa and beyond may still have these coins in old drawers or family collections, unaware of their potential worth. It's a reminder that even the most unassuming items can hold immense value. That if you happen to own this coin 1985 South Africa 1-cent coin history, this coin 1990 South Africa 1 Rand coin from South Africa, this particular coin has intrigued collectors around the world not just because of its historical context, but also due to its increasing value in the numismatic market. The 1 Rand coin from 1990 is part of South Africa's second decimal coin series, which began in 1989 after the replacement of the old silver coins with nickel-based coins. This series was part of a broader effort to modernize South African currency and reduce minting costs. The coin features the image of Jan van Riebeeck, a Dutch colonial administrator and the founder of Cape Town, whose portrait was used on earlier versions of the South African currency as a symbol of European settlement. However, in the 1990 edition, the reverse design was changed to feature a graceful black wildebeest, also known as the New, designed by artist L.S. Holmes. The black wildebeest is depicted mid-stride on the reverse side of the coin, symbolizing speed, agility, and the natural wealth of South Africa. This design replaced the older portrait of Van Riebeeck, signifying a move towards embracing national wildlife and a more localized cultural identity. The obverse of the coin bears the South African coat of arms used during that time, encircled by the country's name in both English and Afrikaans. South Africa, SUID Africa. The year of minting, 1990, is clearly visible beneath the coat of arms. The coin is made of nickel-plated copper, measuring 23 millimeters in diameter and weighing 7 grams. While it is not a precious metal coin, its significance comes from its limited mintage and the transitional political era it represents, as South Africa was on the brink of major social and political change. 1990 was a crucial year for South Africa, marking the release of Nelson Mandela and the beginning of the end of apartheid. Coins minted in this period carry great historical value and are considered symbols of transformation. The mintage of the 1991 Rand coin is estimated at around 14.5 million. However, it is important to note that not all coins are created equal. Certain mint errors, proof versions, or extremely well-preserved specimens can be worth significantly more than their face value to the collector's market. Coins are graded based on their condition, from circulated to uncirculated and proof. A standard circulated 1991 Rand coin may sell for just a few dollars. However, in mint state condition, graded MS65 and above, values can increase dramatically. One of the most talked about aspects of this coin is a rare mint error where the coin was struck off center or has doubling on the wildebeest. These errors are extremely limited in number, making them highly desirable among collectors. Now, let's talk about the value that has stunned many in the coin collecting world. A perfect condition proof coin, or a rare error version of the 1991 Rand, has been reported in numismatic circles to have fetched values upwards of $1 million in private sales and auctions. While these sales are rare, they highlight the coin's potential when rarity, demand, and condition align perfectly. It's important to distinguish between everyday coins and those few rare examples that command such high prices. The vast majority of 1991 Rand coins will not reach such high values, but discovering a rare variant could be life-changing for a collector or coin hunter. Collectors looking to determine the true value of their 1991 Rand should seek professional coin grading through services like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade significantly increases a coin's credibility and market value. Many collectors also value this coin for its cultural significance. The black wildebeest is an iconic African animal, and its appearance on the 1 Rand coin reflects South Africa's efforts to showcase its unique biodiversity on its currency. Over the years, the 1 Rand coin has undergone many design changes, but the 1990 version stands out for its elegant design, historical timing, and growing collector interest. It bridges the past and the future of South Africa in a single small object. The 1990 coin has also found its way into the global numismatic spotlight, with collectors from the US, UK, and Europe showing increased interest. As South African coins gain more recognition, the value of historically important pieces like this one continues to rise. For investors and collectors alike, this coin serves both as a nostalgic piece and a potential investment asset. Even if you don't find the million-dollar version, having a well-preserved 1991 Rand coin adds meaningful value to any African or Commonwealth coin collection. This coin 1990 South Africa 1 Rand coin history. This coin 20-cent coin from South Africa, minted in the year 1995. This isn't just any ordinary coin. This specific version has become a sought-after treasure among collectors, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. The 20-cent coin from South Africa has long been part of the country's circulating coinage. First introduced in the decimal coin series in 1965, the coin underwent several changes over the decades in both design and metal composition. But the 1995 version holds particular significance due to a rare combination of minting features and historical importance that sets it apart. In 1995, South Africa was still undergoing major transitions as a young democracy. The country had just held its first democratic elections the year before, in 1994, bringing Nelson Mandela into office as the nation's first black president. This era was filled with change, hope, and national pride, themes that are reflected in much of the country's coinage from the time. The obverse, or front side, of the 1995 20-cent coin features the South African coat of arms used at the time. It represents the unity of the nation and its people. Above the coat of arms, you'll find the word South Africa inscribed in both English and Afrikaans, the two official languages used on coins during that period. The reverse side of the coin showcases one of South Africa's most iconic flowers, the king protea. This flower symbolizes beauty, strength, and transformation, and has long been featured on South African coins. The design is elegant and detailed, with the flower blooming gracefully across the coin's surface, accompanied by the denomination 20C. What makes the 1995 version so special isn't immediately obvious to the naked eye. In fact, it takes a keen-eyed collector or an expert numismatist to notice the differences. That year, a very limited number of coins were struck with a unique minting error, or possibly a test strike, that was never intended for public release. This extremely rare variant of the 1995 20-cent coin is believed to have been minted using a die intended for a different alloy or production run. The result is a coin that looks slightly different in color and texture, and may even be lighter or heavier than standard versions. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist today, making them incredibly rare. Adding to the mystery, some of these coins have slightly misaligned lettering or unusual spacing around the coat of arms. These subtle differences contribute to their rarity, and experts believe that fewer than 10 authentic specimens may be in circulation or private collections. Their rarity has turned them into a numismatic legend in the world of coin collecting. Rarity is only part of the equation. Historical significance, condition, and demand among collectors all play a role in determining a coin's value. The 1995 20-cent South African coin checks all of these boxes. Its association with a pivotal moment in South African history adds to its desirability. Collectors who have discovered and verified these rare coins have seen astounding offers from buyers worldwide. As the market for African numismatics grows, so does the value of coins like this one. Collectors from Europe, the United States, and Asia have entered the bidding wars for such pieces. Now let's talk about value. The rare variant of the 1995 South Africa 20-cent coin, when verified by a reputable grading agency and confirmed as a minting error or test strike, has been valued at up to $2 million in private auctions and collector circles. This makes it one of the most valuable modern-era coins from the African continent. Why such a high price? It all comes down to scarcity and collector demand. The fact that only a few of these coins exist, combined with the symbolic importance of the date, means that wealthy collectors are willing to pay a premium to add it to their portfolios. It's the ultimate prize for anyone specializing in African coins. But before you go digging through your change jar or old family collections, it's important to note that not every 1995 20-cent coin is valuable. The vast majority were produced in standard quantities and are only worth face value or slightly more to general collectors. Only the extremely rare mint error or test strike variants reach the $1 million mark. How can you tell if you have the rare version? The best approach is to weigh and inspect the coin carefully, checking for any irregularities in size, color, or design. If you suspect you might have one, consult with a professional numismatist or send the coin to a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC for verification. Even if you don't have the rare version, the 1995 20-cent coin remains a beautiful example of South African minting and cultural expression. It's part of a coin series that reflects the country's flora, fauna, and identity, all important aspects for collectors with an interest in African history, in addition to their aesthetic and historical value. These coins can also be great entry points for beginner collectors. South African coinage offers a rich and diverse collecting field with coins that range from colonial times through to the modern democratic era, each with their own stories and surprises. At the T-Coin World Explorer, we always encourage you to look closer at the coins you come across. Sometimes, what appears to be just a regular coin might be a hidden treasure. The 1995 20-cent coin is a perfect example of how knowledge and curiosity can lead to incredible discoveries. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into this coin 1995 South Africa 20-cent coin history, this coin 1973 South Africa 5-cent coin. This coin may seem small in size, but its history, craftsmanship, and numismatic significance are anything but ordinary. The 5-cent coin from 1973 is part of South Africa's second decimal coin series. These coins were introduced after South Africa adopted the rand in 1961, replacing the South African pound. The 5-cent denomination was among the smallest in everyday circulation, but holds a special place in the hearts of collectors today. Minted during a politically charged era, the 1973 South African 5-cent coin came out during the height of the apartheid regime. This context gives the coin a deep historical layer, as it represents a period in the country's past that was marked by both internal strife and international isolation. On the obverse of the coin, we see the portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, the Dutch colonial administrator who founded Cape Town in the 17th century. His image was used widely during the apartheid era as a symbol of European heritage in South Africa. His stern gaze reflects the ideological messaging of that time. Surrounding the portrait are the words "Sud Afrika" and "South Africa," with the year of issue clearly visible, 1973. This bilingual presentation reflects the country's two official languages at the time, Afrikaans and English. The simplicity of the design hides a deeper political and cultural complexity that on the reverse, you'll find the numeral 5 at the center, indicating its value and sense, along with a blue crane, South Africa's national bird. The blue crane is known for its elegance and grace, and is a beloved symbol of South African wildlife. This use of native fauna was a common design choice in the country's coinage. The coin itself is relatively small, measuring 19 millimeters in diameter and weighing 3.5 grams. It was struck in nickel, giving it a silver-like appearance that resisted tarnish. Its reeded edge added to its authenticity and prevented fraud, a practical yet often overlooked feature. The 1973 5-cent was struck at the South African Mint in Pretoria, a facility known for its high-quality standards. During this period, the mint was producing coins not only for domestic use, but also for other African nations, making it one of the most active mints on the continent. Now here's where things get truly exciting. While the standard 1973 5-cent coin is relatively common, a rare mint error version of this coin has surfaced in the collecting world. This particular coin was struck on the wrong planchet, possibly from a foreign coin blank. Such errors are extremely rare and highly prized by collectors. Because of this minting error and its historical significance, one specific 1973 5-cent coin has been valued at a staggering $2 million by numismatic experts. It was authenticated and graded by a top-tier agency and is believed to be one of only a handful in existence. The price reflects both its rarity and the passion of collectors willing to pay top dollar for such treasures. This isn't just about money, though. For many collectors, owning a rare coin like this is about holding a piece of history. It's about preserving something that tells a story, a tangible connection to the past, frozen in metal, waiting to be explored. The journey of this coin from everyday change in 1973 to $1 million collectible today shows how something ordinary can become extraordinary over time. Whether it's due to a mint error, historical context, or sheer rarity, coins like this captivate the imagination. It's also important to note that South African coins from the 60s and 70s are gaining increasing attention from global collectors. As more people learn about the continent's rich numismatic history, the demand for coins like the 1973 5-cent has been steadily rising to distinguish the rare version from a regular one. Experts recommend checking the weight, edge, and composition with precise tools. But ultimately, only a certified grading service can confirm whether you're holding one of the million-dollar specimens. This makes coin hunting incredibly exciting. You never know what you might find in an old box, a forgotten drawer, or a flea market. There could be a hidden gem, possibly worth a fortune, just waiting to be discovered. Many collectors who specialize in error coins consider this coin 1973 South Africa 5-cent coin history. This coin 1993 South Africa 5-cent coin. Although it's just a tiny copper-plated coin, it holds a surprising amount of historical and collectible value, especially among coin collectors who specialize in post-apartheid South African currency. The 1993 5-cent coin was part of a series introduced during a significant period of political transition in South Africa. Just 1 year before the country's first fully democratic elections, 1993 was a symbolic year. The coins minted during this time capture the tail end of the apartheid era, which makes them culturally and historically important. The coin is made of copper-plated steel and weighs approximately 2 grams. It has a diameter of 18 millimeters and a thickness of about 1.5 millimeters. Despite its small size, the coin features some very distinctive design elements that are instantly recognizable to those familiar with South African currency. That on the obverse, or the front side of the coin, you'll find the South African coat of arms used prior to the country's 2000 redesign. Surrounding the coat of arms is the name of the country written in two of its official languages. In 1993, coins were minted with South Africa in either English or Afrikaans, depending on the version. This bilingual variation makes the 1993 coin an interesting subject for collectors. Some prefer the English inscription, while others focus on the Afrikaans versions. These small distinctions often influence market demand and, ultimately, coin values in the collector's market. The reverse side of the coin displays the well-known image of a blue crane bird, which is the national bird of South Africa. The blue crane symbolizes grace and elegance and is often associated with the beauty of South African wildlife. The bird is depicted standing in a natural pose, with the number 5 and the word cent clearly marked. The artist behind the reverse design is Willie Myburgh, whose work on South African coins is well respected. His detailed rendering of the blue crane gives the coin a sense of both motion and poise. This design was first introduced in the early 1990s and continued for several years, becoming iconic among lower denomination coins in South Africa. The 1993 issue was produced by the South African Mint, which was undergoing modernization and expansion at the time. Minting technologies had improved, allowing for better quality control and higher volumes. However, despite the modern minting process, not all coins came out perfectly, and this is where things get interesting for collectors. Some 1993 5-cent coins have mint errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet flaws. These rare variations can drastically increase a coin's value, depending on condition and rarity. Collectors always keep a keen eye out for these imperfections, as they add both uniqueness and desirability to a coin. Now, let's talk about value. In general, a circulated 1993 South Africa 5-cent coin might fetch anywhere between 10 cents and $1 on the global market. However, if the coin is uncirculated or comes with a rare mint error, such as a double strike or an inverted die, it can command significantly higher prices. In some collector circles and auctions, particularly those dealing in rare African currency, such specimens have been valued exceptionally high. A particular mint error variant from 1993 is rumored to have been appraised at up to $3 million. Although this figure is more anecdotal and has not been verified through any major auction house. Still, it adds to the mystique and allure surrounding this otherwise modest coin. Collectors should always get their coins authenticated by a professional grading service before assuming high value. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can provide an objective assessment of the coin's condition and verify whether any mint errors are genuine. This step is crucial for ensuring the legitimacy of rare claims, especially for coins that are rumored to be worth extraordinary sums. The market for South African coins has seen a noticeable increase in interest over the past decade, especially from international collectors. The 5-cent coin from 1993 stands out because it sits right at the crossroads of history, political change, and numismatic interest. These coins are often part of larger collections that showcase South Africa's transition into democracy, that in terms of mintage numbers. Millions of these coins were produced, but the exact number depends on the variant and language. The large mintage means that common circulated versions are easy to find, but as always in numismatics, condition and rarity are what drive true value. So while the average 1993 5-cent coin may not be rare, specific high-grade or error pieces certainly can be. For those who enjoy coin hunting, it's well worth examining your old South African coins for potential 1993 5-cent issues. You might discover a valuable variant, especially if you inherited a collection or purchased coins in bulk from estate sales or markets. Even coins that seem ordinary at first glance can reveal hidden features under magnification. The coin is also a favorite among educators and historians. Its presence in classrooms and educational kits demonstrates how numismatics can be used to teach about political change, national identity, and art. The blue crane, the changing coat of arms, and the dual-language inscriptions all serve as visual representations of South Africa's complex history. Beyond its monetary value, the coin serves as a tangible reminder of a significant period in South Africa's development. The 1993 5-cent coin bridges two eras: what came before and what came after apartheid. Its continued presence in coin collections is a tribute to how currency can capture moments in time. For investors, this coin may not appear to be an obvious choice, but niche markets often prove otherwise. If you have the right variety in the right condition, it could be a valuable asset, especially as interest in African numismatics grows. As always, research and authentication are key. Whether you're a beginner coin collector or a seasoned expert. This coin 1993 South Africa 5-cent coin history. This coin 10 cents coin minted in 1991. This small copper-plated coin may appear ordinary, but as we'll uncover, it holds a story of transition, design, and, for collectors, surprising value. The year 1991 marked a period of significant change for South Africa. Politically, it was the beginning of a shift toward a more democratic society. The coinage from this time reflects that evolution, blending traditional symbolism with updated minting practices. The 10 cents coin from 1991 was struck by the South African Mint, and it belongs to the 4th decimal series. This series was launched in 1989 and continued to run into the mid-90s. The 10-cent piece was one of the smallest denominations used in daily commerce, making it very common in circulation. This coin features a beautiful botanical design on its reverse side, the arum lily, a flower indigenous to South Africa. The artwork was created by Mary Steenbank, a renowned South African artist whose designs graced many coins during this era. The lily's elegant shape was chosen to symbolize purity and natural beauty. Above the arum lily, you'll find the denomination 10C, neatly inscribed in a clean and modern font. The minimalistic design adds to the coin's visual balance, making it a favorite among those who appreciate both art and history. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll notice the South African coat of arms, which was the official emblem at that time. The legend reads South Africa along with SUID Africa, reflecting the country's bilingual heritage, English and Afrikaans. The date, 1991, appears just below the coat of arms, marking the year of minting. The coin was made from copper-plated steel, a change from earlier bronze compositions. This new metal blend was more cost-effective and lighter in weight, helping the mint produce coins more efficiently during economically trying times. In terms of specifications, the 1991 10 cents coin has a diameter of 16 millimeters and weighs approximately 2 grams. It has a plain edge and a solid, copper-like appearance. While many were made, a small fraction stand out due to condition and mint errors. The mintage number for this particular year was relatively high, making standard circulated versions easy to find. However, as with many coins, rarity increases drastically when considering uncirculated or proof condition specimens. What's especially interesting about the 1991 issue is the existence of a few extremely rare proof coins or mint error versions that have fetched exceptionally high values in auctions and private sales. These special specimens are often the result of misstrikes, double dies, or planchet errors. In terms of grading, a coin in average circulated condition might hold only nominal value. But when graded by reputable services like NGC or PCGS at higher levels, such as MS 65 or above, the value increases significantly. Proof coins, due to their limited mintage and brilliant detail, are even more sought after. And now, let's talk value. A regular 1991 South African 10 cents coin in circulated condition typically sells for less than $1. However, rare variants and proof versions in pristine condition can command extraordinary prices. Some sales have reached as high as $4 million, particularly when authenticated with significant minting errors or showcased in international exhibitions. These prices are not the norm, but are exceptional cases driven by collector demand and coin uniqueness. It's important to note that provenance and authenticity play a key role in achieving such high values. Coins that come with documentation or are part of famous collections tend to attract higher bids. So if you believe you have one of these rare 1991 pieces, it's worth consulting a numismatic expert or sending it for professional grading. Collectors often seek coins from transitional periods, and the early 1990s in South Africa certainly qualify. The combination of political change, artistic excellence, and updated minting techniques makes the 1991 10 cents a noteworthy piece for any serious collection. For those just beginning in the world of numismatics, this coin serves as a wonderful starting point. It offers a mix of accessibility and mystery, easy to find, yet potentially valuable under the right circumstances. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the story behind this coin 1991 South African 10 cents coin history. We hope this video has deepened your appreciation for how even the smallest coin can carry a wealth of history, culture, and sometimes great value. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Coin World Explorer.